Are we going? Are we going? Is it time? It's
The
time.
time has come.
Okay.
Time has come.
The nutmeg is there. Smells good. Welcome to this Friday's live stream. We are live here at the Nutmeg Tavern, and it's time to, well, it's been a day already. We're just getting back. I just walked basically in the door. That's why I'm dressed all like this. I'm your host, John Townsend, and we're going to be talking fun 18th century stuff here in the tavern. Come in and have a seat. There's plenty of room. You're going to sit down by the fire and warm up. I am joined by Ryan behind the bar. He's not there. Oh, Ryan would be there, and he's going to be there later when his nose stops bleeding. Aaron is on the console.
Hey everyone, it has been a day. I can't believe we're here.
Wow, that camera looks great.
Terrible. Yeah. We won't cut back to me. Sorry.
I have never seen. Ooh, my stitch in my side. So we've been shooting all day long, and so we just got back. So you're gonna have to bear with us. I don't have the content that I was expecting to have today because I was busy shooting a video.
And we finished the video. We're done.
No, we're not. We didn't even finish the video.
You can't bring up times like that.
Hey, we bailed to come hang out with everyone in the chat today.
Yeah, we could have finished up the video, but we would have had to cancel the live stream, and we knew that you guys were here waiting for us. So
Watch out for your little scarf is hitting your
Little scarf.
little scarf.
Is my mic on?
It's on.
Hello, everyone. I'm here. It's
there
good
he
to see
is. Hey. Gosh. Quick, like, news pieces, I guess. You guys, if we've had some of these Nutmeg Tavern mugs. Again, if you want to get into the next batch, make sure to go onto the website and hit the notify me when they're available, because you never know when they're going to pop in. I'm not sure. I expected to see more before the holidays. Unfortunately, we got a news from the makers that let's just say an illness has slowed down their production. I know you can find that hard to believe, so we may not see any until the beginning of the year. Again, if you want to make sure to get them and get in like ahead of everyone else, hit the notify me, put in your email address, the website. It will just hold your email address for that message. You don't have to worry about getting a bunch of spam emails. But if you do want to get emails about stuff that happens on our website, you can subscribe on our website. You can subscribe to the newsletter, and sometimes Ryan sends out messages, right? So you probably want to get on that. Also, I can get it right side up. Calendars are available for this year, but you have to order them from the website. So if you want a calendar that has all these great recipes in it.
Let me see that beautiful cover again.
Beautiful cover.
Yeah. Looks like I made it. Prime time.
I'm not on the cover. This is not. What are you doing?
Can I throw that in the chat?
If you can find it.
I got it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it needed more.
Throw that in the chat. So basically, these are available for the price of postage, or if you order something else, you can just ask for it to be thrown in with your other products. So you can get a calendar. They're on the website, and they're nice and fun. Thank you, Ryan, for working on those.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
a lot of people are excited, John.
Good.
About the calendar.
Did we do one last year, or did we skip last year?
We skipped last year, and just to be clear, this calendar is for 2021.
Yeah. It's for next year.
Or if you want to repeat 2020, you can do that.
Yeah, you can.
But
I don't think anybody's going to do that.
We didn't have one for 2020. I think that no, I'm not gonna say that.
Pepper pot, fried. Maybe we knew ahead of time that it was going to be like.
maybe
That's
not
what
the
I was
kind of
trying
year.
not to say.
You can trace
sorry.
everything back to that decision.
Oh no, God, we're sorry.
Yes, no comment.
So yeah, pepper
got
pot's
some-
in there.
yeah, Welsh rabbit. Oh, the fried cream one.
I think a coffee eggs
potato
made
bread.
that. Didn't
Coffee
they?
eggs did.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Two
Potato
drinks.
bread.
We
yes.
had 2 drinks.
So, yeah, and I like the new layout and the way the recipes are at the bottom and everything. So, you'll enjoy it if you get one. I promise you.
Gotta get one.
And we've got these. If you have ordered in the past, you probably have one of these guys in the mail to you. You might have received it. Our sort of holiday flyer, which has books, and more books in it.
Yeah.
So,
People have been stoked on books, so we thought, you know what? We're gonna make sure they see every one of them. And there are some. I think there are some books. We put the new ones in before, like the salt books in there, isn't it?
I
I
don't know.
remember if the
I
salt
know
one made it.
I know the bread one got it.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
But I don't think salt made it. But pretty pictures.
But the
Love it.
Matthew Patton is in there.
Yep.
The indentured book is in there.
Right.
So yeah, there's some neat
Yeah.
stuff.
Schaaf's Travels and
Yeah, there we go.
Colonel James Smith. And it's got some DVDs in it, and basically all the books are listed in the back. So you'll love that when you get it in the mail.
Hey, real quick too, before everyone came up in the chat, people were saying they loved the brick video.
Yeah.
Thanks
Oh, sweet.
everyone who watched it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. We had a great time.
There's a
making it.
brick right over there, but I don't have it. So, yeah, the brick firing and then yeah, and hey, special props to Aaron for that incredible edit, because we just hang around and do the thing, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
a video comes out. It's like, wow, that's incredible. So yeah, it's not the one that has the leaves in it. That one is on the steps downstairs. So, but yeah, there's a brick right there. What do you think, guys?
I'm just looking at these comments. Somebody's asking about calendars for Patreon folks. I don't know that. I think that the way that they're set up is you have to request them through the website right now.
Exactly. If you guys want to talk to me on Patreon about that, I can maybe think of something special for you.
Somebody asked what happened to the exploded brick. It's in pieces right here.
Yeah.
Several
there.
It's
pieces.
pretty much completely
It
gone.
exploded
Yeah.
all the way.
So, yeah, I could go into Super Chat and do a little bit of that unless you've got
Let's
something
do it.
that you want to talk about on the fly.
There was something, but I don't know. So let's go to Super Chat.
All right. Mandatory carry, first one in on Super Chat.
Yes.
At work, but keep fighting with a hashtag.
Thank you.
Alexander Lipich, I think. I can't tell what that little emoji thing is. I think it's just hearts, and we thank you for that.
Yes.
Lots of love. Max are cool. 3 nutmeg for good J. Townsend Esquire. Nice.
Oh.
Ryan Mercer, yay Friday.
Yeah.
Sure is warm here in Indiana today. You got that right.
Yes.
What were we talking about? We were talking about how chilly it was. And then it was like, no, it's like close to the 20th of November. It's
Yeah.
not chilly at all. Okay native, I'm not sure. Hip hop hooray. Hip hop Haran. Teddy the Fourth. I bought the deck of cards
Yeah.
and Basson whistle from your store. Can you do a vid on how the whistle was used and the types of cards? Well, John would have to.
Yeah.
John and types of cards they played.
Yeah. Okay.
We may have talked about card games once.
I think so, but I didn't get a chance to really, dig on that. The Merry Gamester probably has some good stuff in it, and there's some other pieces. I think I've even run into some 18th century more books on card gamey things. Whist was one of the big, games, but there were some more like plain. Whist is sort of upper class kind of a game, and they were just regular commoner folk games too.
Shabbat Shalom. My favorite one so far is the story readings by the fire. Very excited about that. I think 5 exclamation points.
Yeah.
Mark Willoughby. Wife and I enjoyed live stream with from South Louisiana.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for
bet
watching
it's
from
warmer
South
down there.
Louisiana. I was just down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I love Louisiana. Nathan Kirk, payday for me means payday for you.
Ooh.
Nathan, truer words have never been spoken, my friend.
I'm with you on that.
And Mike Howell is in Super Chat. Happy Friday, Townsends. Here's my weekly offering to the Nutmeg Gods. Thanks for the great content.
Is that us?
Are we the Nutmeg Gods?
Gods?
You know, it's kind of nice up here on this ivory tower. I like
It's
that.
lonely at the top.
Yeah, that's okay. I don't like many people. Denise Maloney, period. Just ordered calendar in English tankard. Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, thank you, Denise. All right, John, what are we talking about today? Oh, wait, Thor. Let's just get Thor real quick.
Speaking of
We're
gods.
talking about Thor?
Thor is bringing the hammer.
Whoa.
Hey, any unique dish you have planned for this holiday season? Well,
Speaking of what we were
Well.
talking
Yeah.
let me tell you.
Yeah, so the idea was the feast episode, and kind of wanted to talk, bring up some artwork, some specific pieces talking about feasts, and sort of the. Do I have the right cookbook here? I don't see it over there.
What's the name of it?
No, it's all right. The Amelia Simmons' American Cookery, and so what's coming up, right? Thanksgiving. Even when you just get the roast turkey episode or roast turkey recipe, you have almost the makings of a feast there. She, already starts talking about the things that kind of go along with it. Some recipes in the cookbook, it's like a recipe, it's for a dish, but it doesn't say, oh, this should go with it and that should go with it and garnish it with X, Y, Z. But some things are obviously this sort of feast type of meal for the time period. And yeah, they certainly had these holiday times that they were expecting family to come together, whether or not it was a particular date or it was the time of year that people would get together, sometimes maybe in community or just in larger family settings. Yep, they're going to do it almost exactly the same kind of way that we do it. They may not have a particular day. Well, it's always the third, Thursday and whatever. But they had these times a year that they would come together. I thought one of the interesting things that you find in Albion's Seed is talking about, say, the times of year that weddings usually happen. So we always think in our 21st century, hey, weddings are always going to happen, and that feast that goes along with it in May or in June. In New England in the 18th century, it was usually this time of year, November, right after the harvest. Everybody gets done with harvest. It is the rich time of the year when you have an abundance of all these fall fruits and vegetables, things you're about to store away for the year. And of course, hey, let's have a big feast. Let's have a wedding. Let's get everybody together. And I don't know that we think about that necessarily, because to us, November's no real difference than any other month of the year. We could have Thanksgiving in February if we really wanted to, because all the things are normally available to us. At least we hope next year. So, so I think it's really interesting to see when these sort of feasts get set up and the true seasonality of them in that 18th century sort of time period when the feasts sort of really had to go along with the seasons. I'm not sure where else I want to go with that right off the top of my head, so maybe I'm going to turn it back to Ryan if he's ready. And are you ready, Ryan?
Oh, sure, I can do something.
There we go.
Okay, so a couple questions in the chat. Number one, I think there's a little confusion, and I can't remember how it was set up. So somebody asked if the calendars are supposed to be free.
The calendars are free in the sense that you have to pay for shipping, but the calendar itself doesn't cost you any money.
Oh, okay.
I think that's how it works out.
They are free. You have to pay shipping.
It's like the catalog on the website. If you want it it comes, first class mail or whatever. So.
All right. And then somebody asked, John, do you have a white pumpkin pie recipe?
A white pumpkin pie recipe?
I'm not familiar with that.
No, I don't.
Okay. That was easy. Hey guys, not being in the U.S., I always wonder if you do a big meal with turkey and all the trimmings for your Thanksgiving and for Christmas, or if it's just a Thanksgiving thing.
Usually it's a Christmas thing also. Very similar. Some people do turkey. Some people really go toward ham for that for Christmas instead, or like most people, hey, let's do both. Right? Isn't that what you guys do?
Yeah. Well, do I do both proteins? No.
It's either one or the other.
Well, okay. So most of the people in my house are not big turkey people. So at Thanksgiving we will also.
It's a national bird.
Else.
You got to eat it.
I don't want to answer this question. Have you ever made Abigail Adams' Independence Day dinner?
No.
Are you familiar with it?
I am not familiar with that.
We're gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
And then let me think here. There aren't a ton of questions in the chat right now. I'm gonna go back to Super Chat and see. Pick up Thor. Speed and Style Tony in Super Chat. Saw your cameo appearance on the mashed video on Thanksgiving recipes.
Yeah, that was a while ago, wasn't it?
I don't even know what this is talking about.
I don't even remember that. I remember hearing about mashed, but
yeah, I don't know. I didn't set it up. I know that.
Yeah, I think it was a couple years ago.
Gotcha.
I remember now.
Cool.
2 years ago.
I'm glad you saw it, Speed and Style Tony. Enzo Vinci. Hey guys, glad I could. Oh no. Okay, there we go. Glad I could make it today. I have. Every time a new one pops in, it changes where it's at for me.
No. Yeah.
Glad I could make it today. I have a new excerpt from my 7-time great-grandfather's journal. It's very short, so I'll send another super chat.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Aaron Howard, turkey or ham for your holiday feast? Okay, Aaron, turkey or ham?
The turkey that we made today, I probably would do that, but I like ham a little more than turkey. If turkey's too dry, it's the worst thing ever.
See, but that's not true for ham. Ham can get dry and it's
still good.
It's like leather.
Right.
Yeah.
In fact,
like jerky.
I kind of prefer my ham a little on the well side.
Yeah, same.
As opposed to most meats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Frying ham in a skillet with
Oh,
yeah.
dude. Especially if it's country ham. Yes. Oh man, I miss country ham. Up here in the Yankeeville, you don't have it.
Hey.
Sorry, I didn't mean to speak ill.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Are you a turkey or ham guy? If you got to choose.
Well, dark turkey meat, yeah, maybe. They run neck and neck, and sometimes for one of those, we do, not we, because I don't cook for the holidays, but my wife or my mother-in-law will cook a roast pork that is just to die for.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. We've got Carmen Abel. What are your recommended must-have 18th century desserts for a 21st century Thanksgiving gathering?
I'll always recommend white pot. I don't know if it's holiday related, but that just
the Indian pudding, which is made from cornmeal, I think is really good, really good.
I'm gonna go with the
traditional.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
I'm gonna go with the fried cream, just because. No, listen.
It's in here.
No. Yeah, well, it is in there. But I'm gonna go with the fried cream because it's individual finger pieces, and that's nice when you have people over for holidays to be able to have those bite-sized bits.
Yeah, those are creme brulee.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Those were great.
John doesn't like that recipe, but it was good.
I don't mind it. I just think you could have stopped halfway through. It's like, well, just eat it. Stop, just eat it.
Yeah, you could have.
So,
Enzo Vinci, November 30th, 1774. As we sit down with the natives, I can't help but notice the black and red paint upon their face as a special celebration today. So this was from the journal.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you very much for sharing
Yes.
that. K.A. Fleury. Please wish a happy 15th birthday to my grandson who is watching now. Call him Fireboy. He has your fire starting kit. Real name is Devin.
Happy birthday, Devin Fireboy.
Happy birthday, Fireboy.
Happy birthday, Fireboy. Nice. That's pretty awesome. All right. Craigular. Hi there, partner.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey there, partner. I wanted to just say that I love your videos. They're educational and engaging, also relaxing. After a stressful day, I always look forward to watching your videos. I would love to know a specific way to prepare venison pie. Well, do you have anything here?
I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, we've done a beef pie
Yeah.
more than once or whatever.
So the only trick about venison is if you have not grown up eating game meat, there might be a taste to that you're not used to. And so some people will soak in buttermilk. Some people will just be really careful about the silver skin.
Mm-hmm.
That taste does not bother me. So when I prepare venison, I'm not concerned with the silver skin, especially in different applications, unless I'm afraid it's going to get too tough. So other than that, treat it like beef, salt it like
Yep.
you would beef,
Yep.
and go for it.
Yeah, I mean, and also it depends on where you're at and the deer that you have. So around here, the deer are corn-fed, right? And they
yeah.
just aren't that gamey. But in other parts of the country, depending on what those deer eat, they may be more or less gamey.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't think you can go too wrong. Have fun. Denise Maloney Piran. I had pet potbelly house pigs for years. Man, well, you made me read pet potbelly house pigs. I had them for years. For me, seeing a pig roast would be like most people seeing a golden retriever roast. Turkey it is.
There you go. Good. As long as you don't have pet turkeys, you're okay. And I don't know that I don't think anybody's got pet turkeys because they just.
I've known people that have pet turkey.
Well, he would do that to me, wouldn't he?
Ask Mackie, if your turkey is dry, you're not doing it right. That's true. Shove a bunch of butter and garlic up under the skin and in the cavity. Great every time. Let me tell you.
Wait till you see
Oh, dude.
our newest recipe, though.
Dude.
I couldn't have fit more butter into that cavity. I was stomping it in. Enzo Vinci, we take many liberties of food today as Indian bread is passed round. A huck of venison and breast of turk are passed around. We sit in thanks gracious.
That's part of that.
Yeah,
that,
it
that
seems
journal.
like it's continued. Yeah,
Right.
very cool. Thanks for sharing that.
It took me a bit to catch up. to where we were at.
Yeah. And that's it for Super Chat. I'm going to keep an eye out for stuff in the chat, and you're going to have to take them from there.
I gotta tell you, Fireboy was getting some love.
Yeah, I
Did you
saw
see
that.
man?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
were going nuts for
I'm
Fireboy.
pretty happy about it.
Come back anytime.
Let me cover the brand new Patreon people. So a lot of folks help us out on Patreon, and the new Patreon people this week got a couple extra days in there because what did we last live stream was
Wednesday.
Thursday or Wednesday? Yeah. Let's see. LaFerna Bergdorf, Chris Otto, David Welsh, and if I take time, it's because I scribbled these down really fast because I didn't have much time. Mohammed Farhat, Robin Resch, Logan King of the Hill People, David McCulley, Arieth, let's hope that's right, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Danica Panabuff, I'm sorry about that one, Shanth, and then there's Riab and Barbara Buttery Herzolder. something very, very close to that.
All right. Now, after that
Yes.
performance, I hope people send lots of things for you to read today. Jeez Louise.
I tried. Yeah, I was going to check to see exactly how many Patreon people we have. It's like 850 folks. Thank you, all you Patreon people. It is an amazing thing that you do to help us out the way you do.
Yes.
And
901.
901. I knew it. I knew it was going to be one of those kind of milestone-y things, and I didn't. But he looked it up. Thank you.
Maybe we should all celebrate.
I just did.
Yeah.
Here.
That's about as much celebration as you get out of the Townsends crew.
Yippee.
Yeah, that's a good question. Who downvotes Townsends? This is the most wholesome corner of YouTube. That's a very kind comment. So, man, this was just again. Oh, were there special holiday meals for sailors? How'd you celebrate at sea, John?
Well, they would try to cook up the same old thing, except in a slightly fancier way. I mean, they're not always successful at that. And part of it is sometimes an adjustment of the standard menu, right? So say you had dessert was something very, very special for sailors, whether they're officers or not. And one of the classic ones that you could do on board ship, they didn't have ovens too much, and so you would boil things, and so boiled puddings are still very, very popular on board ship, even kind of as you go later in the time period when you would, maybe in normal households you're going to be baking your puddings. They're still boiling them because that's the kind of equipment they've got. So they would do a classic plum pudding, boiled pudding, suet, flour, and then you'd put raisins in there. You can imagine that, the raisins, that's the sweet part of a boiled pudding. And you would it's like, oh, it's a holiday. We're going to give you a boiled pudding, not on your normal day. And hey, we're going to put in, an extra 3 raisins for you. And there you go. Let's have a holiday. There were the banyan days, the days that you normally did not have a ration of salt pork or salt beef, and you might adjust the calendar and give people those kinds of things. But they didn't have a lot of extra, fancy things that they could cook, especially for the standard sailor. So they would just kind of, hey, we're gonna bring in that boiled pudding in a day that you normally would not have it. Officers, they've got their own sort of stores and that are available to them that they hopefully paid for before they left, and they would have those things. So it was really up to them, the officers, as to how good or bad their meals were and what their celebration was like.
I was surprised at how many boiled turkey recipes I found.
Yeah.
It's like not what I want.
It's like, no, why are we doing this? Now, there was a stewed turkey, right?
Yeah.
And that was like, okay, I can imagine that.
Right, but there were straight up cover your
straight up,
turkey with water and boil it.
That
Right.
sounds awful.
Well, think of it as turkey soup.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we'll boil whole chickens for sure,
Right,
and
sure.
that makes a great broth, but I don't know.
Well, and their turkeys were not the turkeys of today either.
Yeah. Okay. There was a good question here, and I'm trying to find it. Oh, okay. Do you know anything about how cranberries were harvested and stored and kept in the 18th century?
There are not a ton of references to cranberries in, say, the recipe books. English recipe books don't have anything like that because they're really kind of North American. They are mentioned in Amelia Simmons's first American cookbook, or American Cookery Cookbook of 1796. She does, I think they are mentioned twice maybe, but it doesn't talk about storing them. But I think I've seen them stored sort of almost just, cranberries, Boy, I wish I could remember. That's a really good question. And a couple of months ago, I had the answer off the top of my head.
Yeah.
They were storing them in a jug or a jar, but the storage method seemed a little interesting to me. Boy, I wish I could remember it completely. I don't think it was just submerging them in water, but it could have been as simple as that. I'll have to try to remember that one.
All right, I'm going to interrupt to knock this out of the park. Wes S. With the propensity of plump pot-bellied pigs, would proportionate playtime and plenty of petting promote a more pristine pork?
Good
I think
job.
that was okay.
Glad I don't have to answer that.
Well, it's a question. It's got a question mark at the end.
Well,
Yes.
That's pretty fun. Hey, did they hang treasonous individuals or draw and quarter them in the 18th century?
Yes.
Wow.
Thank
Thank you.
I don't know if I mean, is this the appropriate
that's the
time to talk about that?
It's the correct answer.
it did happen.
Yep.
So I've got a bunch of super. How come I can say all the P's, but I can't say super chat? I got some super chat, and I gotta find it. Okay. Aaron Howitt, cornbread dressing or regular bread dressing? Aaron?
Regular.
I tell you what, you guys were not there for the Gunston Hall Michael Twitty episode, but one of those was like, basically it was cornbread stuffing. It was excellent.
Dude, I'll
That's
take
it.
cornbread stuffing any day.
Yeah, it was really good.
But-
White bread, dollar,
This
hot
is-
dog buns.
This is coming from somebody that likes noodles in their chili. So,
We're talking about Aaron?
yeah.
Boo!
Plain Jane, were there any birds considered off limits to eat? Depends on who you're talking to.
I don't think so. I mean, it's like herons, swans, and songbirds. I don't think they had. I mean, maybe they didn't eat buzzards, but even then, I'm not even so sure that buzzards were off limits.
Somebody said, finally, your clothes look dirty.
Wow. Thank you.
Yeah, apparently it was a congratulations kind of thing. Austin Griffin, hey, John and company, thanks for the fantastic videos, especially the recent cabin vids. Do you have any plans for more buildings on the property, maybe like a living history museum? Happy Thanksgiving.
More buildings, but we would only use them in a video context. We don't have plans for any sort of public thing. Basically, it would make it impossible for us to do what we need to do. And, we make the videos as immersive as we possibly can. And in fact, in some senses, because we can focus what we do and what we show, it's more immersive than actually being there. So
That's true.
Yeah, that is true.
enjoy the videos, and we will do our best to make as many of them and as enjoyable as we possibly can. And sometimes it's better to imagine than to actually be there.
Look, there's a shot of John inside the chimney in some of these videos.
You're not
can't
gonna
get
see
more
that
immersive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting how there is something to the touch and feel of a place when you go and you visit it and you can see it in person. But even then, when you go to a historic site or something like that, there are going to be people right next to you in jean shorts and a t-shirt doing the same thing. So you should go to the historic sites and see those things and touch them, and that's awesome. But this is just something a little bit different. It's not better or worse, I don't think.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to the Grand Canyon when you come and look at our cabin.
Right.
Right.
And it's a completely different business model, right? It's like we would need to do what we just couldn't do what we do if we did that.
Any plans to do a show in St. Augustine, Florida? Have you ever been down there?
I have not been, but it's actually I'm not going to say anything.
That's something that I would like to do. But
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm all right.
did you fall down there?
No, I had a nerve fire in my
Oh.
shoulder in it.
Akim 7. How would whiskey of the 18th century America taste like in comparison to the contemporary ones? More like Scotch or rye or Tennessee whiskey?
How about Everclear? I think it would be
Very
pretty
close.
rough stuff.
Very close. So it was started turning into a fad quite a few years ago, where most of these whiskey companies, especially like bourbon companies, are doing their ghost
white-
or clear whiskey,
right.
the white whiskey, and that's closest to what it was.
Yeah.
So you don't have the aged taste. You're talking straight corn whiskey.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have all the nuance of flavor that something that's been stored in an oak barrel for a long time is going to have. Teddy the Fourth. Tar and feather anyone who downvotes. Also, back to the whistle and deck of cards. I'm extremely happy with the purchase and everything else I bought.
Oh, I
Man.
am happy that you have got your stuff and you're happy with it. I'll have to experiment with the Bosun's pipe there. I haven't played with the current ones that are in stock to know exactly how they can be kind of tricky to get just the right sound out of them, and so yeah. And they're loud.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't think it'd be fun to learn how to perform anything with one of those.
Oh, I mean, it's just like a woo.
Yeah, right. I know,
It's
just
not like
like
you're playing a song or anything.
Yeah, I know, but bull. Anyway, so Enzo Vinci again on the journal. That's all from the journal. They salvaged a couple more of the pages, so I'll email you about that, John.
Okay.
Also, I gave my mom my list of Townsends quite a lot. Awesome.
Very good.
Ashley Spears, was Master and Commander close to accurate?
Well, I really, really like the books, right? And I thought for a movie, they did a superb job. Some movies, it's like, well, yeah, that kind of has the idea there. They did an excellent job. I mean, movies are never like reading the book. There are occasional movies that are better than the book. That's pretty rare. So, no, but I think Master and Commander is one that, boy, I wish they would have gone ahead and made another movie, right?
Yeah.
It's been years since they did them, and of course, it's really not a viable thing anymore. But, wow, they did an excellent job.
Yeah.
Yep. I like that one a lot. Jaji. Happy Friday from the Oak, Ash, and Tom Tavern, my place,
Yeah.
to the Nutmeg Tavern. Here's to us all gathering together in any tavern when the smoke clears. Yeah, I'll drink to that.
It's been very smoky for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, a get-together sounds like fun.
Get a little smokier too.
Yeah.
Sneaking. Wes S. With the propensity of plump. Oh, I've already done this. I'm not doing that again.
It was a long day, guys. It was an epic.
Yeah, so you want to talk a little bit about what we did today, John? Are we allowed to talk about it at all?
I think so.
Yeah?
We're going to do it.
Okay.
So obviously it's Thanksgiving time, and we had let's cook that turkey, and we had it planned, and we had to push it off, and so we're late with it, and we were doing it today, and we did a just crazy experiment. So normally, I think the first time we did the turkey episode, which was
5 years ago.
Yeah, season 5, whatever, way back there. We did it in the reflector oven, which was fun, and it turned out really good. This time we went ahead and did one exactly like the Amelia Simmons is, which is a hang it by the fire.
Yeah.
So we hung a turkey. That was really a great experiment. And then
We hung a turkey that was stuffed.
hung
Yeah.
a stuffed turkey, right? And then Ryan, here he is working by the oven. So it's like, hey, we wanted to bake a turkey in the oven. So that it was a crazy experiment because you don't generally see turkeys being baked in ovens, but we had some experimental things to do with that, and I'm just totally intrigued by how that worked
too.
I'm telling you, and I don't mean to talk out of turn. I did a little picking.
I didn't taste anything.
I gotta tell you, it's fantastic.
Awesome.
I did a little nibbling. Don't tell me.
So it was a completely kind of like wing it situation.
Yeah,
which
get it?
made it a lot of
It's a
fun.
wing in it.
It smells great. It looks great. I can't wait to fully try it.
But I think that was one of the funny things, right? Because we do a lot of cooking from the 18th century cookbooks, right? And we just took for granted that they would have one in an oven because that's what we do now, and that you do not find that in 18th century recipe books. It's crazy.
No.
So
They did not, as far as we can tell, ever really do that. And if they did, they were quiet about it.
yeah, well, it certainly wasn't a popular thing to do.
Right. So, the experiment and what that video is going to be like, well, who knows?
yes.
Let me tell you, who
Somebody said
knows?
Somebody said you'll get worms. I was hoping for that.
Nice.
Worms!
That's been a quote all day.
We've been saying that all.
Do you remember which cookbook the apple pie was from? Probably the most recent one.
The apple pie was, I was using
That was a journal, wasn't
Ellis, William Ellis's Family Housewife, Family Housewife,
Country Housewives.
Country Housewife's
Yes, that's
Family
what it is.
Companion.
Yeah.
So that's where that, and he talks about apple pies in like 3 or 4 different ways. They aren't recipes, they're good descriptions. So that's what that was from. So William Ellis's Country Housewife's Family Companion.
Yep.
1749.
So somebody asked if people ever stored food in honey.
Yes.
Yeah?
Sure, honey or other like sugar syrups. So when that's concentrated, you have just a super concentration of sugar, that is a preserving method. So, we think of jams and jellies today and they're loaded with sugar. Well, they're based on that same sort of idea from that time period. And it's interesting what goes on with honey, isn't it? It's like honey in honey form, it's like good for any, for a long period. So honey by itself, it preserves itself, but you dilute it with water and boom, you get mead, because it starts to, percolate. Once you dilute that honey enough that it's no longer protecting itself, it starts to ferment.
Are there any cuts of beef that were different and popular?
Well, they used a lot of different cuts of beef, and they would, you'll see a lot of references to those like lower leg cuts.
Yeah.
That today is like, no, you're not gonna use that. They use those for making broths / gravies. So you'll see a lot of references to those kinds of cuts. I don't know that they'll mention other cuts sometimes, briskets or things like that, but not as often. I think they're just expecting you to basically cook them all the same way, at least in something like beef.
Erin Howitt's in Super Chat, and she asks, gravy or cranberry relish?
You gotta choose one or the other?
Right. But that's the game. You have to.
Well, I'm gonna pick gravy 100 times over cranberry relish, which is not my relish. I don't relish
That's
it.
an easy pick.
I'm gonna take gravy, and I'm gonna drink some cranberry juice.
Yep.
You had to pick either or. You can't just go.
I'm gonna go with gravy because the gravy goes on everything.
That's right.
I mean, it's like
Pie.
you put everything. You're right.
Whatever.
Pumpkin pie and gravy. Who doesn't do that?
Hey, real quick, let's get to 1,000 likes. We can do it. We're close.
Oh yeah,
Hit
that'd
that
be
like
awesome.
button. Let's go.
Also, can you throw the calendar link in there again? And a lot of people are saying that theirs costs money. Yeah, it costs shipping. I think right around $7.
Well, I think if you read in the description, they won't charge you $7. I think
see.
they reset the price down to $3 or something.
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
And if you order anything else, it just gets thrown in with it.
Gravy is the correct answer, says a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy.
Yep. And then another Patrick Flanagan is in the Super Chat. Hey, I love the videos. Are there? Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, I started reading another thing. Hey, I love the videos. They are very informative. I enjoy them all as well. Also, more construction videos in the pipeline? ?
Well, as we get into this season, winter, we're not going to be doing any big outside things, but this gives us a chance as we go into winter to, plan and get ready for next season and any bigger projects. We will have some smaller things, maybe a couple little blacksmithy shop things, and hopefully we'll get to the shingle concept here pretty soon, so we can do those over the winter.
Yeah.
But the actual, hey, let's get outside and build something huge, let's build the pyramid or something. No, we're not going to do that.
This is the most important question, or super chat of the day, I think. Harchman Hills says, coin for the bartender.
I disagree.
Thank you very, 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 very much.
That is not the important
Also,
one.
Fundamental level.
Also, is the shop open to customers? Yeah.
It is by appointment, so make sure to call ahead and just make sure someone's yes.
Yeah. Okay. Dan of the Wild. Townsends. This is on all caps, is hollering at us.
Woo!
Why do you no longer offer the pocket physician? I wanted one so bad, and the video was epic. Because I didn't want to make them anymore.
You're the person who's at fault?
No.
Yes, he is.
No, I think
he's lying.
I think this is what happened. I think that I was moving on to doing some other stuff, and I had like 50 different little kits that I put together, and some of them had to go, and so then it just came down to sales. I think that's what it was. So yeah, I probably am at fault.
Somebody has to take the hit, and
Yeah.
it's not going to be me.
It's usually me.
We could blame it on Josh.
Dang it, Josh. Pickle jars for Hillary. When did Christmas goose go out of favor?
I don't know. Definitely goose recipes show up a lot as we go through our time period in the 18th century. I don't know, because it could just be that on an industrial level, geese aren't as pleasant to grow, raise as turkeys are. But I don't have a good answer for that at all. I do not know. It's a good question.
Well, they're a pain in the butt to prepare. They really, really are.
Yeah.
That might have something.
Like all the plucking and stuff
Yes.
compared to
Yes.
a turkey.
Yes.
I forgot about all
I
those.
mean, I do not ever want to pluck another goose. That was
That was
a
last
pain
year,
in the
right?
butt.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I
That's
forgot
right.
about
And
that.
he wasn't very big either.
No.
It's like geese, I don't know that you can get them. Like today, I don't know, they use like nuclear waste to feed them, but the turkeys are like,
Who plucked
Yeah.
that goose?
And
Who did that?
Well,
Not me.
we got the goose from our friend J.H. Northrop.
right, yeah.
And then we brought it in here, and I said, how long did I pluck that thing? It's like, and it kept coming. And then you started plucking on it. It's just like,
I mean, they would start growing back.
but
It was taking that long.
it was like every time I got a section done, somebody pushed down on the Play-Doh factory, and it shot back out again.
It was really good, though.
Yeah.
It was a good goose.
Anyway, I don't know about that. Well, I don't want to pluck another goose. That's all I know. Sean Ray, can you elaborate on rock walls I find throughout the woods? How old are they? I'm sorry, I know it's off topic.
No, I don't know why it's off topic. It's interesting, as we go to, the family and I go to Maine quite often, and Maine is an interesting place because it's not as built up. None of the cities are as big, and it's very interesting that you'll go through again in the woods. You'll be walking, and it's like, okay, there's a stone wall here. What is going on? Why here is there a stone wall? Well, the reason is because at certain points in the 18th century, in the 19th century, those were all farm fields. And today we look at them and they're, I'm in the deep woods here. And we don't really imagine that at some other time, 100 years ago, 200 years ago, this was a farm field and did not have a single tree on it. maybe you wouldn't be able to see a tree from, standing at one particular spot, where today, that's the only thing you can see. We don't really think about this reforestation and how fast it can happen in some places. So Hoosier, we were just down in Brown County, my wife and I. Brown County, when they bought it and made it into the Hoosier National Forest and all that kind of good stuff, it was just a bunch of scrub. It had been logged over in the 19th century. There was not a big tree there. Today, it's a forest, and there's nothing but trees for 20,000 acres. But at the time when they started Hoosier National Forest, there were no big trees at all. So those stone walls were there. They were farmland. Those were stone walls that delineated property lines or delineated fields. And today, we go through the deep, dense forest and we run into a stone wall. It was because it was just a standard farm field before.
Erin Howard again. I think that she's fixing to send us a Thanksgiving dinner in a box.
Okay.
She said, "What's your pie of choice?"
Wow. People,
That's
they got a
terribly difficult question.
Well, they're all good, right?
Yeah.
It's like, how can you go wrong? I personally am a pumpkin pie person. So a lot of people really diss on pumpkin pies. I'm not sure what it is, because basically it's like everybody else, pumpkin pie, I don't like it. What do you think, Ryan?
I don't know. I don't know if I can. I gotta think on this now. This is a very important question.
So my wife makes a caramel nut pie, which everyone loves except for me, because I don't really like walnuts all that much. I don't like them at all.
So I think pumpkin pie is I think it's fair. It's a fair answer. I think my favorite pie, and this doesn't fall into like classic pies, that's why I'm a little, but it's probably peanut butter pie. I love peanut butter pie. But
what do you think, Aaron?
A good cherry pie.
Yeah, that's my second.
Yeah, next level. But I do like peanut butter pie because it goes with peanut butter crunch, Captain Crunch. But I will say,
we know why Aaron isn't the person who does the cooking.
Right. A great pumpkin pie is pretty awesome.
I think that's the problem.
We're talking to the person who likes Pop-Tarts.
Yeah,
that is pretty.
Aaron's fueled by Pop-Tarts and Captain Crunch.
Yep.
I think that the problem with pumpkin pie is that there are so many lousy store-bought pumpkin pies out there, right? And so people are like, pumpkin pie, but a good pumpkin pie is fantastic.
Store-bought pumpkin pie.
Yep, She's My Cherry Pie. That's a great song.
Oh, jeez. Lacrima Monday, I'm going to say, hey guys, I'm a recent subscriber, and watching your videos inspired me, especially making a forge. All the best from Liverpool, UK.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
did he make a forge?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
And we've got a new member, so awesome on that.
Okay.
And Corey Queen in Super Chat, where is the cabin and ship located?
The ship.
Wow. Also,
do we have a ship?
I think maybe.
You tell me where the ship is at.
Telling us that they're sending us a ship.
They're thinking about the Friends Goodwill.
Okay. Okay. So where's the cabin and the ship located? Also, other than pumpkin pie, what other pumpkin treats did they enjoy making in the 18th century? Okay. First off, where's the boat? Where's the cabin?
Friends Goodwill is in South Haven, Michigan. That's the video. That's the ship that we used in those two episodes.
Michigan Maritime Museum.
Michigan Maritime Museum, South Haven, Michigan. A must see. Great location there in Michigan. The cabin is just south of the store here, a couple of miles, at a secret location. So yeah, there you go. There was another question.
There was another question about what other pumpkin treats?
Oh yeah, pumpkin treats. I don't know if they thought about pumpkins as a treat thing
more of
today.
a vegetable thing.
Yeah, it was very vegetable-y. So they would cook it, a couple of different ways, but they're going to treat it squash. They might make a squash dish like we think squash. Mush it up and basically stew it and then turn it into stuff. And sometimes they used pumpkin water specifically to make a very moist bread. So that gets talked about. I think they even fried it, but I don't know where I'd find a recipe for that off the top of my head.
So I'm going to ask this question because I think it's a good question, but in the future, no, never mind what I'm going to say. How does pemmican last so long if animal fat is in it?
It's because it's not muscle fat, it's suet. And
yeah, it's rendered.
Yeah, it's rendered, and it's very, very, suet is very like wax. So it doesn't go rancid like an animal fat will. Completely different monster. So suet can be very shelf stable for a long period of time, and then the meat that goes in that, it's already sort of dried and smoked. You put those two things together, and you've got something that is very long lasting.
So Wendy Cards in Super Chat says, ginger beer, mushroom ketchup, cheese, white pot meat pies. You sure keep me busy. Good.
Those all sound, I remember all those episodes.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes.
She's picking the right ones, that's for sure.
Yes, those are good. Yeah, so like the green bean tart one, no, you can skip that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Redonda Rita says, thank you, with a bow and poultry pair. Aaron Howard, thanks for playing along, gentlemen. This has been a lovely afternoon. Would that I could actually send you a feast. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess you don't have to, but thanks. That's it for Super Chat.
Yeah, okay.
We're closing in on goodbye time.
Yeah, boy. I've been thinking about, about how this time is going, how especially, and I think we'll be able to do, let's see, next week we're going to do a live stream on
Wednesday, I think. Is
Wednesday.
The plan.
So
we'll let you know for sure though.
and that will be a special, Thanksgiving-y kind of live stream. And but I don't want to go away from this live stream. Again, this time of year. This year and even these last couple of weeks and all this, we can feel very tense, anxiety, all those kinds of things. What a year for it! We've got a lot to be thankful for, regardless. And so I want everybody to think, because we think about Thanksgiving, we think, oh, it's all about turkey, it's all about this. No, it's all about thanks. It's all about re-looking at the amazing things we do have, even in the struggles, and that they definitely in the 18th century dealt with that to a huge extent. Thanksgiving meant a lot to people in the 18th century because life was difficult. So we have a difficult year, and we're but we should be extremely thankful. I know I am, and I'm thankful. One of the reasons is because you guys out there are incredible. The support that we get, the ability to do what we do and have fun with it, and that it encourages people. I am encouraged by your support, comments, suggestions. You're sharing our videos. You're helping us out with Super Chat or Patreon, merch, all those things. Again, it's amazing what we can do today and share what we have. So thank you everyone out there. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Ryan. Today we had a tough day, but we made it we made it happen, and we had a lot of fun. So thank you guys for coming into the tavern today and enjoying the time with us. Have a great weekend.